This episode is sponsored in part by PTZ Optics. Why hire a camera operator when the control is in your hands? Visit ptzoptics.com for more information. And by NewTek, makers of the TriCaster TC1. Stun your viewers, not your accountant. Visit newtek.com for more information.
Oh boy,
we're my whole week off.
We're starting this. We are starting this show off with a bang. It's crazy here in the studio, but we're happy you guys are here. I hope you like my clickbait thumbnail today, because I know I see a lot of comments.
Is it clickbait though?
It is. Well, yes and no.
Is it clickbait though?
We'll kind of get into that here, because I seen Big Reese was in here, and I 100% agree with you, Big Reese. And we're going to get into that here in just a little bit. But let's say hi to the panel. And since Jayde, since you were the first to start the problems tonight, I'm going to put you on the screen.
Start the problems.
Start the problems. You have to start all the drama behind it. I'm like, what the heck? Come on now. Listen.
Well, you guys know me. I mean, I've just been spending most of my week trying to figure out how I can chill for
No. Don't let her fool you. She comes on and she goes, "Hey guys, which color sunglasses should I wear today?" This is what's important to her, not what type of content we're doing. What color sunglasses?
Bill and I worrying about our hairstyle. What's the best way to do our hair?
What about my flannel? Did you guys notice my flannel?
Oh, she's totally rugging it tonight. Glenn, where's your flannel?
She's very grunge.
Bill?
Smells like Teen Spirit.
Bill, where's your flannel?
No flannel, but I am sporting Naruto today.
Ooh, Naruto. My son likes Naruto. Well, guys, it's great to be here, and Glenn doesn't know what half of the stuff is that we're talking about tonight, because Glenn doesn't have anything past the PlayStation 1, so we are all going to have to help him tonight.
I have a PS2. I got a PS2.
You do have a PS2? Is it in a box?
I do.
It's in a bag, though.
It's a slim using the memory card hack.
Oh, okay. All right.
I've got a fat.
Oh, you might have to send me that little hack, so that way I can leave my PS2 games on the show. I got almost 300 PS2 games, and I don't want to ruin
it. Optical media. It doesn't play them off the memory card. It just lets you load them off.
So it doesn't wear out the disc, right?
No, it totally wears out the disc.
Oh, is it really?
Totally wears out the disc.
I don't see. I want something that's not.
Sounds completely worth it.
Yeah, I want something that's not going to wear out the disc.
There are a couple things. I'll send you links to them, but they're never in stock. I've been trying to get one myself.
Okay.
It'll play it off of the memory card itself.
No, we want to preserve.
Well, no, it's kind of funny. Not to jump the shark here, but what's kind of funny is how CDs were the next big thing. More storage capacity, yet they get rotten. They don't last.
Yeah.
Like cartridges do. Now, I could take a cartridge from the original Magnavox Odyssey. No, it's not really a cartridge. That example. Fairchild Channel F. That cartridge still works. You will never see a CD or DVD last 40 years. It'd be a miracle if you did. And now we're looking for ways now to run them without the optical.
Yep.
It's just kind of funny.
Well, before we dive into a lot of the stuff, I want to say hi to everybody in the chat room that has been commenting. If we miss you, don't shoot us. I'm going to try to go through. We've got Console Fanboy. We got Paul Burns. We've got Mike Hawk. We've got Big Reese. Endless one up. Hey, Endless. You're slacking, man. 2 weeks in a row. Know what's on deck? The audience is awaiting, man.
Wow.
Wayne Rice. Brooklyn Menace. We also got some guy named Glenn's Retro Show. I'm just going to skip over that. Biggie D's Arcade. And a bunch of other people that skip past the screen that I don't know. But welcome. Anyways, guys. I don't know if you guys saw the big hubbubaloo. I know, Bill, you and I have been going back and forth all week about this with this PlayStation 5 thing, and I just sit there and shake my head. There's like 50 bazillion videos on Instagram and TikTok of all these guys going, "Hey guys, you need to switch your PS5 and lay it horizontally and not vertically because liquid metal is going to leak out and ruin your PlayStation 5. In fact,
you're supposed to lay it down on a baking sheet.
Baking? Oh, wait.
You know what? The question is, how many views did they get, Steven?
Well, okay, so that's the thing, right? So, so this came out on Game Rant. Standing the PS5 vertically could cause permanent damage And then there is an update to it.
Mhm.
Okay. So apparently there was an engineer that came out and said, yeah, that was only for stocking purposes, which I could have told you that. I've had mine since day one. It's been standing vertically for 2 years, and so have other people. And here's the big thing. Two cases out of 30 billion units that were sold had this problem, and the internet lost it. They lost their minds on this and said, everybody's got to do this.
Do you guys remember
30,
the exploding
30
phone
billion
battery
or 30
pad?
million? I can't imagine it's sold 30
30 billion. That's what
30
they said
million.
at CES.
Million.
Oh, was it
30
million?
million.
30
Yeah,
million at
30
CES.
30 billion.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 million.
Either way, 30 million to 2.
Still, that's a hell of a lot to worry about something like this that nobody's really reporting is
Still, there were
actually happening
two.
to them.
Not
Yeah.
one, two.
There was 2.
It's a trend.
It's the
Okay,
failure
that's
rate.
30 million and 2. Yeah, that's none. It's the same thing.
What were you going to say, Jade?
I was just saying, it's like, remember when phones had exploding batteries?
Oh.
What was it? The Galaxy Note
Yep.
7.
Yep.
It was the Note. Yeah,
And
but
then,
that
and then
was
all of a
legit.
sudden, and then
That
all
was
this,
actually happening.
and then all of a sudden, iPhones had exploding batteries, and
Yep.
it was just everywhere like a disease.
So-
It was phone COVID. It was phone vid.
So this is what I would like to say to everybody out there, and just this is being logical. I know we can't do that here in the gaming community, but we're going to be logical here. So let's say you went and you bought a brand new vehicle right off the lot. It could be, a 2023 Mercedes, Lamborghini, you name it, your car, your dreams. You bring it home. You happen to have a showroom or a show garage where you just kind of keep it because you're a car enthusiast, right? You put that car in there and you let it sit for 5 years. Never start it, never run it, never do anything with it. Don't you think that car is going to have some problems? Gaskets are going to start failing because nothing's been running through the system. I mean, I'll even give you another example. Let's say you're a middle-aged man and you have a basement and you have a bunch of old consoles that you leave in a box and then put it in a bag and put it on a shelf and don't touch them for years. Years. Those are the consoles that are going to have the problems
Never had a
because
problem.
they're not having anything circulate through them.
Other than being underwater. That was the problem.
Well, that's a problem because you haven't touched them.
No, Glenn's are actually fine because he keeps them hermetically sealed.
Do you use one of those air vacuums? Like you hook
they're
a
preserved for a
Again.
million years.
With the right way, you take a straw. Straw in the bag, and that's hermetically sealed. It's glenically sealed.
glenically sealed.
Glurmetically sealed.
But if you watch any of the videos where they talk about this and where the liquid metal could leak out, the seal would have to fail. And don't you think, I mean, if Sony's marketing like this, how many thousands of units that they had to put? I'm sorry. I just feel like a lot of influencers just got like they jumped on a bandwagon
Well, you
and
got your
started
grandma
doing
or
it.
something like that to get the. It's good
Yeah.
meat, and
Yeah.
they get the views, and they got views from it.
They
We
did.
don't do that.
It's not
because
like-
we don't
no,
cheat
we
that
don't.
way.
I was just gonna say, like, nobody in our community does anything like that. Taking something that happens and take a negative aspect of it, and then just replay it over and over and over again to get views. Nobody does that here.
No, of course not.
No. And
No.
so I did my first ever in a long time, a little click baity. iSci-Fi TV, welcome to the show. He says, Are you saying we need to touch often? Well, you can take it however you want, and if that's something that you feel the need to do, then by all means. But I think it's like anything though. If you're just going to use it and then let it sit, like I don't even shut my PS5
That's
off.
the best thing to do. You buy it and let it sit in the box. That's what
Now,
you're supposed to
my
do.
PS5 runs 24/7 unless they're calling for thunderstorms. I leave it on and I shut it down into sleep mode. So if there's an update, it does it automatically while I'm working. So when I go to sit down to play, my game's not sitting there saying, "Oh, it's got 2 hours because there's a huge update that it has to do." I don't do that. Both my Xbox and
I
that are
leave
on.
mine in power saving mode or whatever it is, so it's like rest mode. But I mean, I've never had an issue, ever, and I've had mine. I don't know. I've had mine for a while.
All right, Jade. Paul's challenging you here. He says we need more clickbait in this community.
Yeah.
He doesn't mean jailbait, right? He said clickbait.
He said clickbait. No, I made
Okay.
sure. Goofyfoot, he goes on to say, Vert is the way to go. And Big Reese, he goes, I like console fanboys clickbait thumbnails. I think he has to be, with his videos, he has to be the number one. And it's not a bad thing. It gets you to click on it, so obviously he's doing something right.
No, he's like the kung fu master of
He does it
clickbait,
without
though.
doing it.
Yeah, he's also like it's like satirical, you know. So there's I think there's a big difference.
So big Brooklyn Menace says,
Unless you're some innocent soul coming onto YouTube and you're like looking for some Ridge Racer mod or something, and then
Brooklyn Menace says, I'll be playing so much PSVR 2 next month that I expect my PS5 to melt. Wow. Let me know what you think of that, because I just think the price was a little too high for that to justify getting it. I think I'm just going to wait.
now
I think it's gonna go down.
was this on both versions of the PS5s that this happened with? Were they both?
Nobody
disc
mentioned
versions?
anything about the digital. They just said PS5 in general. So if that's what you're asking,
Oh,
that's what I
okay.
think is kind of funny.
I don't think they said digital versus disc. It was just PS5 in
Yeah.
general.
I sat there and I'm just like, okay, whatever. And my brother even contacted me. He's like, I don't know if I should go in and take it in for the warranty replacement. I will say this: my son, we got him you guys know, we got him a PS5 for Christmas. That's what he wanted. I got it from Walmart, and back in October, they were doing returns until the end of January. He played it Christmas Day, it was fine. The day after Christmas, it was fine. Day after, so the 25th, 26th, 27th, it was fine. The 28th, he started having issues where every game would crash in the middle of it, and it would throw up the same error. And I was talking to my brother, and he said he was talking to a guy at GameStop weeks before that said he had a problem with his PS5. He had to send it back. It was a software glitch, and there's no way to fix it. It just was loaded bad. So we didn't even waste no time. I took it back to Walmart, and I went to GameStop and got him the year warranty and bought the Ragnarok edition for him because he wanted that game anyway. So I'm just glad we were able to take care of it. But that was the only thing I've seen personally from friends and other people that with the issues with the PS5. This liquid metal, man, I would disregard anything anybody's saying until Sony comes out and says, "Don't do it." I'm not moving mine. I'm not changing.
Put a T1000 inside a PlayStation.
Well, that's something you would do, right?
I would.
I think you.
Actually,
I think you need to get one.
The T3000. I take the T3000 better. She was hot.
Let's do this. Let's start hashtag Glenn buy a PS5. Glenn needs. Am I right? Listen, we can maybe turn the old guy show into a young guy show when he does it on Friday nights with Glenn getting a PS5.
Yeah, that'll never happen.
There's no real games on it.
He'll get a PS5 and he'll play one of these older games that they remade.
It's just downloading
firmware,
downloading patches and firmware and patches.
It's not bad though.
Blue screens on PS5s and Xbox 12s. No one needs that.
Xbox 12? Did you hear you talking to somebody that I don't know? Is there an Xbox?
I talked to a lot of people you don't know.
Oh, man. Jeez. I think you need to get one. I think you'd be surprised at where video games have come. You
only need one button and 8 directions. That's all you need.
Okay.
And a paddle.
Okay. All right. Well, on that note, let's talk a tiny bit about Arcade 1-Up.
Arcade 1-Up. News and notes.
All right, there hasn't been a ton of stuff in the news as of late with Arcade 1-Up, but and it vanishes on me. I'm having a little bit of an issue with my capture, so just ignore it. But Arcade 1-Up did some stuff with their sales team. They've actually expanded their sales team because the reason I'm bringing this up is like people are like, well, who cares? Who cares if Arcade 1-Up is expanding their sales team and changing some things?
Who cares that they're upgrading their
right?
Salesforce, Stephen?
But there's a lot of people in the hat with the hashtag there, Glenn. You better watch it. But it was I hear on all these podcast shows, and I see all these people putting up surveys going, do we think this is the end of Arcade 1-Up? Do we think they're losing money? Do we think they're going out of business?
Okay,
Could this
who
be the
actually
year?
thinks that?
I'm just saying, this is what's going on. And so when we look at this article here,
Those videos are all just clickbait.
yeah, that's
Right,
well,
I was just
it
gonna
could
say,
be.
it's the trend.
David McIntosh, we all know David McIntosh. He's been on the show before. He got promoted to senior, what is he? Senior vice president of marketing. That's pretty high up. I mean, that's not something to scoff at. He's been doing this, I think, since 2017, 2018. He's been with Arcade 1-Up. My point in showing this is not to even care who's there. I know some people know some of the guys that are there, but Arcade 1-Up is not hurting. And if you think that you, as this community of maybe 5,000 people, are going to boycott Arcade 1-Up because whatever costs too much, they're just going to keep going on without you.
Oh yeah.
That's the reality, right, Glenn?
Yeah, I have it from a reliable source that we are a very small community, and as long as they have everywhere else, which again, we're maybe not 5,000, maybe
I was
50,
being facetious.
yeah,
Come
50,
on, man.
100,000, million,
Yeah.
whatever that is. They're again, the arcade 1-Ups were never really truly designed for us. The new ones they're going with that with the Pro line, right? The Pro line and the XL line. That's kind of when they're starting to finally listen to the community and try and go for that. They were always going for the average person walking to the store going, oh my God, Dragon's Lair, oh my God, Space Invaders, well, okay, not Space Invaders, you guys, but Golden Tee. It was that almost an impulse buy, even though it's an expensive thing. As an adult, if you want something, just buy it. They were looking for that. They were never going for us. We were just the crazy nut jobs that said, oh my God, I have to have that. And I have to have every one that you guys have. So you got to think of it that way. So if everyone in the community said, nope, not buying another arcade 1-Up, it'd be a blip for them a little bit, but they have plenty of other people that would buy them, no doubt.
And let's be honest, as long as Walmart and Best Buy and Kohl's and Target are buying them, I mean, that's really all that matters.
Yep.
Well, and that's why I wanted to show this. I wanted people to see, because I wanted to put this argument to bed. And if any of you guys are in other shows that are talking about this, you could put it to bed too by just basically saying they're not going anywhere. They're not. Now, listen, I do think it's great that they have been engaging. I mean, I've watched console. We pick on Console Fanboy about Mortal Kombat 4. A lot of guys they gave him crap about it, and he really wants this. I will state I'm not a Mortal Kombat 4 fan per se, but I don't think anybody should not get what they want. But the fact that he's going through all this and getting the attention of the company. That kind of gives me a little bit of hope that maybe, just maybe, some of these guys asking for other cabinets, it might come to pass.
He's gotten like some serious people involved. Like, I mean, it's impressive.
AAA
really.
names, AAA names.
Have you tried to ignore Console Fanboy? You can't do it. So you just go, okay, I'm on board. Let's just do it and get it over with.
He got some bangers, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I mean, but that's I think that when you look at some of the other games that people are asking for, and there's been petitions for and stuff like that. When you look at what he's doing to really push it forward to really try and make it happen, I mean, how can you overlook that? You know what I mean? I mean, you're talking about literally celebrity status people who he's been able to get involved, plus the petitions that they're doing now, and all these other elements that you throw into it. So I mean, he's making good noise about it. He's putting in the effort for it, and how can that go unnoticed or overlooked? So I hope that it really does get put into motion.
Yeah,
big time.
And I agree with Endless. Endless says in the chat room, he says, I don't think anyone is a fan. We just want to complete the set. Now, I can honestly say, if they would do something with the...
I like MK4. I mean, it's not my favorite.
It's not my favorite.
It.
I play it. I played on some other systems, but if they came up with a deluxe version of Mortal Kombat and they put all 4 on there, that would be the one I'd upgrade to. I don't need a dedicated cabinet. That's me. I don't need a dedicated.
To have the Sega Genesis version on there. That is the creme de la creme of Mortal Kombat.
Well, and that could happen because John's
CD.
a
Sega CD.
John's a Sega guy, so that could very well happen. So
that explains a lot.
Yeah. Would you like it better if he was TurboGrafx?
I had
Yeah,
I had a
that's
poll,
much better,
you
yeah.
guys. I had a poll about this. I want to see what's going on right now.
It
Let me
was
look on
Sega
my
Genesis
Twitter.
was the highest when I voted, and that's what I
How
voted
is
for.
what? Why wouldn't you vote for Sega CD?
No, Sega Genesis and what do you call it is better. 100%. Sega CD was a
No way. The Sega CD version is my
no way.
favorite.
Give me Sega Saturn over Sega CD.
I prefer the Game Boy
There was
version.
no Sega Saturn version of Mortal Kombat.
No, that's fine, but Sega CD, it's I don't know. I just didn't think it was
You
perfect.
haven't
all
played it,
all I
you
know
played
is,
it
as
on
much
the
as
Game
it
Boy.
pains me to say, the Super Nintendo version is not the best.
It's
Agreed.
terrible.
Agreed.
It's awful.
There's input lag. It looks like somebody smeared peanut butter over the screen. It just-
All right, smear some
And
peanut
everybody
butter.
bleeds white sweat.
You got to read the super chat here from Zohar since you're talking about Mortal Kombat and the free Mortal Kombat 4 movement.
Okay. $4.99 super chat from Console Fanboy. Thanks, Steven and Jayde. I feel if we can have influencers shouting legit 100 times a week in streams, I think it's okay for me to shout free MK4 LOL hashtag free MK4 CFB rules.
And let's not forget truth and honest review. If I have to see that
Right,
one more time in a review, I'm gonna like scream. But that's another story. We're not gonna go down that road. I mean, I've watched Glen's videos enough. He goes on every time about this Build-A-Kid, a true, honest review, and I'm like, Glen, really? And then we do the
I have
thunder
no
stick.
stake. I have no stake or skin in the game.
He's got to say it all the time. I'm like, Glen, seriously? If you sat long enough and got through Glen's intros and his outro, you can get to the meat of it.
I'm trying to find, like, okay, I've been looking, I'm sorry, this is off topic, but I've been looking through the comments in this Ridge Racer troll video, and, like, it's really funny because it's like, this is top tier trolling, blah, 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 and then you see, like, but then you see people saying, like, oh, I went out and bought the cab and it's not working.
Oh, my.
One of Zohar's replies, wait, this is a good one, because I wanted to find one of them. There's one where the guy talks about how he cut the cord. He cut the cord to his Ridge Racer. It's really funny.
Oh,
But one of
my.
Oh my god.
one of the replies that Zohar has here is basically like, go back to elementary school and watch the video again.
Oh, my. So Paul's going after Glen right now in the chat room. He's like, shill the Build-A-Cade. Yeah,
These guns, absolutely.
we are going to do some shilling today. But before we do that, we have the retro game spotlight of the week. We're going to take a look at that right now.
Retro Gaming Spotlight.
You know, nowadays, when you want to find out information about a game, it's readily available. You have the internet, you have social media. You can find out anything you want to know about a game before you even pick it up. But that wasn't always true back in the day. Back before we had, the internet, social media, things like that, there were really only two ways if you could tell if a game was going to be worth your time. Now, the first was, there were magazine articles. You had Nintendo Power, you had Electronic Gaming Monthly, and other magazines out there that would publish every month, and they would talk about different games. Now, maybe you subscribed, maybe you didn't, maybe you picked up a copy here and there from your local newsstand, but you wouldn't always necessarily know everything about every game that was out there. So the other way that publishers could get you to buy their games was, of course, based on the cover. Fortunately, just like they say with a book, you can't always judge a game by its cover. And this was never more true than during the heydays of the NES, when you had some great games come out with really lousy covers to them, and some really awful games that had awesome looking covers to it. Case in point is this one. This is Bad Street Brawler. Now, I mean, just look at that cover. You got one guy punching another guy. He's flying off the cover. It even says it has Power Glove support. I mean, who wouldn't want that game? Just look at that cover. Well, unfortunately, problem number one is It has Power Glove support, so that should have been the first red flag. The second problem is, this is the game. Yeah, let's just say it wasn't winning any awards, alright? Yeah, not a good game at all. Definitely one of the lower rated NES games, but boy, when you look at that cover, it just looks like it's going to be an awesome beat 'em up, doesn't it? Now on the flip side, when we talk about really great games that had really awful covers, the one that always comes to my mind is, of course, Mega Man. I mean, oof, just look at that. I can't. No more. I can't look at it anymore. But what a great game. I mean, the start of a franchise that people are still talking about today. I remember picking that game up and actually being surprised at how good it was, because that cover just did not sell it at all. But hey, let us know your thoughts in the chat. Did you have a favorite game that just had a god-awful cover to it? Or did you pick up a game because you looked at the cover and you thought, this game's going to be awesome, and then you got it home and you said, what is this piece of crap? Let us know in the chat as we continue on with Game Time. Thanks for listening.
Leave it to Glenn.
Thanks, Glenn. All right, so yeah, I mean, it got me thinking about all these different games that were out there, and how, back in the day, you really did kind of judge a game by its cover. So I'm curious from you guys, was there a game that you bought because the cover was really awesome and then you got it home and it was a piece of crap? Or was there a game that, even though it had a really lousy cover, you still bought it and you found out, wow, this is a really pretty cool game?
Yes, 100% for both of them. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde for the NES. I bought that game. I bought that game because the cover looked awesome and it was trash.
Yep. RoboCop for NES.
Yeah, there you go.
Pac-Man, E.T.
Oh, get out of here with that. I think the one that had the bad cover but was really good, and I played the crap out of it. There's two of them, Chrysalis and Faxanadu for the NES. Both of those.
Wasn't that with a bunch of singing people and dancing? Xanadu?
No. Those were probably the two that I thought had the crappiest covers growing up, but they were the best games. Like we would beat them on end and keep playing. I don't know. What about you, Jayde?
Yeah, RoboCop on NES was probably the worst. I thought it was going to be like the arcade version, which I was kind of obsessed with.
But what had the worst cover but was the best game?
The worst cover
but the best game.
Best game. Yeah, hold on, let me think. I feel like that might be like a TurboGrafx 16 title, but I'm trying to think of which one it might have been.
The 16 had the US TurboGrafx 16 had like the worst cover art.
Keith Courage.
Japanese,
right?
PC Engine had great cover art.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we, of course, as a kid, I never really saw much of the Japanese ones. If you did ever see something that was like imported, it was like a relic back in the day. You were like, oh my God, it's from Japan. You have that before anybody else, and then you like put it in. You can't read anything, but you're like, this is the coolest game ever. But yeah, I feel like it has to be for sure like something TurboGrafx 16 related. I just can't think of one off the top of my head.
Pitfall. That's good, Adam.
JJ and Jeff.
Oh, JJ and Jeff. I agree. That thing looked really good on TurboGrafx. And you play it, and I was like, really?
What the hell?
Oh, you know what? Smart Ball.
Oh, Smart Ball. Yeah.
Smart Ball. What on which TurboGrafx?
TurboGrafx.
No, for SNES.
Oh,
what was that about?
Or
I don't even know that.
Smart Ball or Jerry Boy in Japan is what it was called. But it's like you're this little blue gel ball, and you like go around and like you like smash yourself over mice and collect letters. It's a fun game. It was a fun game, but the cover looked stupid, and when I put it in and played it, I started having a lot of fun.
All right, Glenn, I'm going to throw this one to you because they're saying Pac-Man for the 2600.
The cover art looked pretty good. But we all know the game absolutely sucked ass, and I'm being
That's what they're saying. Yeah, that's
it was
exactly.
horrible. E.T., if we had the man, it wasn't too bad. But honestly, I think best cover art for that would have been the Pac-Man. But like Space Invaders or Adventure, actually, maybe Adventure, even better so, was great cover art, and it was a fantastic game underneath.
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
I'm sorry, one last thing. If you look back in the old games like the 2600, the Intellivision, the Bally Professional Arcade, Fairchild, that's how they drew you into the game, period. With that cover
Yes.
art.
Oh, yeah,
that's
absolutely.
what got you to the game.
Yeah.
Now it's
Yeah.
not a big a deal because the graphics in the games now are probably even superior or equal to what the cover art is. But back then,
Yes.
you got to use your imagination.
Mhm.
You know, playing
So
the game.
so
the art was
ET
good.
when ET looked like a vacuum cleaner, we're supposed to imagine he looks like a little alien.
Well,
No,
what you're saying?
no, this is good. This is good because I thought this was a while ago. Like I was actually thinking about this. I feel like I talked to somebody about it, but it's so true because the artwork on those old Atari instruction booklets and game boxes were just they were so fantastic. I mean, it
Because
was
they were
like
stoned out of the
it
mind.
literally sucked you in. And you would even, I mean, I would even imagine sometimes like that those, I would like apply those in my head to like the game that I was playing sometimes.
Yep.
But I feel like Starfighter was one of those ones where it just like drew me in, or Star Raiders, sorry.
Yep. That was a good
Yeah,
game.
where it really drew me in with that artwork, and I kind of like applied that to the game as well. But the game was really cool, so that was like a good one. But there's so many. Like I actually have a stack of Atari instruction booklets in my closet that like a stack from the 800, 400 XE with all the different cover art and stuff. And there's so many, but there's definitely ones that you would get and then you'd just be like, what the hell is this? Like I can barely even play this. What is this? Oh man, I really want to like
That
go
also could
grab
ruin
them.
it though, because you could get an Atari game or a television game with beautiful box art. You put the cartoon, like, what the hell is this? What is this garbage?
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. I want to go grab them right now. Should I go grab them real quick? It'll take me 2 seconds.
You can while we're because I'm going to show something here because Glenn always gets mad. So I started a new segment.
I don't always get
He
mad.
gets mad. He gets mad. So I started a new segment last week called "What's New." Normally I record it, but I purposely didn't this week because I wanted Glenn to see this and get a real-time reaction from him because he's always saying like I get all this stuff dirt cheap or I get it next to nothing and he's so upset. So I want to show you something that I got all these things for nothing. Didn't pay anything for it. Okay, you ready? And I got it from a retro video game store. You ready?
Shop.
This is what's new. This is some of the things that I've gotten this week. But look. I picked this up. As you guys know, I go to I go to pawn shops. I go to Goodwills.
You go to porn shops? Is that what you just said?
No, pawn shops.
Oh, pawn shops. I'm sorry.
I go to pawn shops and all these places. And I pick up games, even games that I might already have for like $1 or $2
He's
for
a
their
porn
value.
star.
Exactly. And then if I have duplicates of them and none of my friends need them or want them, I set them aside. Well, my son and I put it together. I had about almost $300 worth of games of duplicates. Some are sealed, some are not sealed, and I got them for $1 or $2 at Goodwills and stuff. So I figured, as a collector, you're probably only going to get, a collector or even a reseller is only going to pay about 40 to 50% of the value. So if we figured around 140, 145 is what we get. So because I was buying a working Game Boy and stuff like that, I literally walked out of there. And I think my son and I figured out it was about $12 is what I actually spent on the games. Some of them were like 50 cents at the pawn shop. So I literally got this, if you really want to be technical. And I don't even consider that because some of the other games that I got were of value. I've gotten $500 this past weekend of games valued at $500, and I paid $47. And this was the fruits of that. So...
Well, that's actually good because my Build-A-Cade is $1,000 value. You get for $99.
we'll get to that. We'll get it. So what do you think, Glenn? I got the original Tetris.
Well, I gotta say, it looks in really good condition. I mean,
It does.
I don't see any scratches on the screen area, the controls. Everything looks extremely, extremely clean.
Let's see if we can take a look at it here.
It didn't have a
battery
weird
life
line through it when you turned it on. That's amazing.
No, it plays really nice. I was kind of playing it for a little bit.
No, it looks in really, really good shape. I bet you the person who had that for you kept it in the bag.
And there's no there's it's starting to yellow a little bit, but Retro Bright, I think I could put on that, let it
Retrobrite
soak in the
is easy to
summer.
do. And one thing I recommend is you can now replace those screens with either backlit
Yeah,
screen or just
I
a
would like to do
better
that.
monochrome display. But I would only do that because you have a regular one. You know, I always keep one stock, and if you have an extra one, that's when I would modify. But this looks in really, really good shape.
So this is one that I will keep as a original. There's no scratches on the plexi that they put over top of it, which I was impressed with. And shout out to Wildcard Video Games, Michael. He was on the show before. He's like, dude, I got an original Game Boy. He found the battery pack because I didn't want to put batteries in all the time. I don't care if I have to plug it in.
And
you
battery
know.
pack works.
Battery pack works. So
Wow.
I have some double A's in it just because of the show here. I didn't want to just drain the battery, leaving it sit in. So I like watching QVC. Yeah, let's see. There you go. That's why I said I'd do it real nice, do it live. But it was one of the things because Glenn, you always sit there and you go, "How do you do this? How do you freaking get this so cheap?" I did it again.
Behind the store, handies. I know. All that stuff. That's how it works.
Come on, man. No. I've been watching. I watch a lot of these guys at Game
I will
Hunt.
say though that one does look in really good shape. Everything looks in really good shape. So that was a pretty good deal. That was a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I mean, and stuff that just gets off my shelf. I don't need it anymore. They were duplicates, so to get even if it's shovelware, it doesn't matter. These stores are reselling it. Some kid's going to come in there and want the game. So for me, I get to add to my collection for that. So guys out there, if you're visiting pawn shops and you're visiting Goodwills, check the games out.
Even
buy
Facebook. Facebook.
I
don't have a picture of it, but I got a 24-inch, a really nice 24-inch television, CRT television for free. Guy wasn't far from here, and he said, "Yeah, it's free." I went and picked it up. It's got S-Video in. It's got 2 video inputs. It's got a video output on it. No remote. I don't care. But everything else on it's really nice. I got it for free. So just check Facebook Marketplace. Sometimes you'll find something right on there, inexpensive or free, or maybe a housewife that's home. You know,
especially if you're trying to up your collection there. So I wanted to show that. So Jayde, we're gonna go over to you because you got some box art for us.
Okay, here is one that I thought sucked. My dad loved this game, but like the cover art was really cool.
Oh, I had that game.
Yeah, F-15 Strike Eagle.
Yeah, Strike Eagle. Yeah.
And then I played it and I was like,
really
Dad, this game sucks. Why do you like it? Karateka, I thought that this was going to be like epic, and then it just was like so slow, even when I was a kid.
15 slow.
And then let me see, where's some cool ones? So here's some cool ones though. Obviously, Crystal Castles and Thunder Fox. Okay, but those are newer. So
read this before you go on. We got a super chat here.
Let me see. Okay. So Console Fanboy, $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Zohar. I already clipped and shared your hashtag free MK4 support on Twitter. Thanks again, Stephen and Jayde. I work fast. LOL.
I guess he does work fast.
My God. Oh yeah.
Tell us the ladies,
He wasted no
time. And Glenn comes in there clutch. Okay. Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so then we've got, how do you say this? Kicks? Quicks?
Some people say
Kicks,
quick.
yeah.
But I call it quick. People say kicks.
I've always said
Kicks,
quicks
yeah.
too.
Kicks, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, as a kid, when I saw this, I was thinking it was going to be a little bit more epic, and then it's just, you know, like the line on the screen.
That's a fun game.
But it is a fun game.
It's a
Like
great
as
game.
I got older, I appreciated it more.
Oh,
you know?
you gotta be old.
This one, Aztec Adventure, I thought was going to be
like Pitfall.
Yeah, just way more epic, and it was very mechanically complicated. Let me see.
Is nobody going to say anything about the quality that those manuals are in, or am I the only one sitting there in amazement that this is an Atari? This is Atari manuals here.
No creases,
no creases, no bends.
Look at the brand on here. See that? Oh wait.
No, turn it. Oh, Tiger Vision.
Tiger Vision.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I thought that this was going to be a good game. You know, it's got a cute little bunny and like the little fire guys and clouds and stuff, but it was kind of the controls weren't that good. Moon Patrol,
Oh, Moon Patrol. I
There
remember
you
Moon
go.
Patrol.
Joust.
Joust is a good game.
Oh yeah.
Dig
That's a good
Dug.
cover to it
Dig.
too.
Oh, come on, Dig Dug.
Yeah.
Where do you go wrong?
Pingo.
I don't know if I played Fingo.
How have you not played Pingo?
Oh, Pingo. I don't know if I've ever played Pingo.
Pingo.
Pango?
Mario Brothers.
Oh, well, yeah.
Let's see what else. Oh, Jungle Hunt, aka
Jungle
Jungle
Hunt.
King.
Well, it should be called Glen's Life.
And here's a fan favorite. Ba, 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 ba.
Robotron 2084.
Yep.
Now, okay, you remember the really big ones, Glenn, like that came with the Atari 400 games, like
Yep.
the manuals were like that big. I have a
Yep.
couple of them. I
Yeah,
couldn't
The boxes
find
were
them.
like this big, and then the cartridge is like
Right.
that big.
Yeah. And then this is actually like one of my all-time favorite Atari
Mr.
games.
Robot.
Oh, Mr.
Yeah, it's
Robot.
such a great. And look at
Cassette
who
or
did
floppy?
it. This was only on floppy, but there was like it's really weird because there was like a Data East game. There was a no intro version, and then there was an intro version where there
Wait a
was like,
second. Wait a second.
Well, I'm into the intros.
We
but they're
interrupt
really long.
this
Me-
Yeah.
this
yeah, me
segment
too.
to
too.
let you know that Brooklyn Menace has stated that's a AAA manual
AAA
right
manual.
there.
Those are some bangers right
we,
there.
we now
Oh, she's got a
return you.
centerfold one. Hold on.
We now return you
Oh, you
to
got Glenn excited with the centerfold.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ah, there you go, there you go. Yep. That
Atari
came out of the
Advantage.
7800. That
Wow.
came out of or the Junior.
And then on the back side, of course, you've got like all the
All the
cool
games.
pictures that you'd
Probably
mouth
Junior.
water over.
Oy.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty cool. I will have to see
I
if I can
literally
find
cannot
the.
believe you have it in that good a condition.
I'll have to see if I can find my 400 instruction books because I think I have like 4 of them and they're pretty cool. In
Now
fact,
that
I think
Jayde-
there's pictures of them on my Instagram.
Now that Jayde showed her Earth, next episode I'll show mine. Only fair.
Yeah, let's do it.
Gotta do it. Gotta show it back and forth.
I don't
You
know.
should honestly.
Now I'm thinking though, this is the difference between girls and boys though. Boys, we threw the manuals at each other. They were coasters for our drinks. Girls keep everything nice and clean and pristine.
Bill, there's a reason we have Wild under your name because you're the only one that would do something like that. We never did. I never did that. I never threw a manual at anybody or used it as a man. I would have shot one of my
Wait,
friends
you
if they
did-
put it.
You didn't
Put your
have
cousin on the
brothers?
floor.
I
You
do.
sat
I have
your
a brother
cousin on
and a
the floor.
sister.
Yeah,
Use the
we whipped them
manuals,
at
make
each other.
paper
That's
cuts on
what brothers do.
No, you know how our manuals got ruined when we let kids borrow our games with the boxes and manuals, and they felt like they
Yeah.
had to eat with the manual, sleep with the manual,
Yeah.
drink with the manual, and to come back with new
Okay.
stains.
Who remember the Legend of Zelda, the
Yes.
original Legend
No.
of Zelda?
Yes.
That the map with because you
Yep.
draw on
Oh,
the map
yeah.
to
Yep.
like where all the secrets were and stuff, and like then you'd pass it around and like other or you'd get it from other people and then you'd let somebody borrow it. I mean, mine was literally like torn to shreds. That was one of the ones that I lost.
I'm with you. It was from the original Nintendo Power. I had one with it with the map.
Yeah, and you couldn't rent the game at Blockbuster. You never got the manual.
You never got the
Okay.
manual or the
No.
box.
No, yeah.
But let me ask you guys though, and you guys in the chat room, don't you think Glenn should pull one of his old, really nice, really mint condition game system off the box and talk to us next week about it and show us how minty it is? I know it requires you, Glenn, to take it out of the bag,
I do.
Minty fresh.
but I think you should. I think people would enjoy seeing the quality of it. I mean, I'm always in awe when I go to the store and I'm
All right,
like,
you know what? I will do that.
you should do that.
I will. I will.
Do
I'll
it.
do it next week.
Do
I'll
it.
do it.
Okay,
Do it.
he's gonna do it, so we don't have to
I'm gonna
twist
do
his
it.
arm. Jayde,
Do it.
Jayde, I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna pull this up. Your segment. Talk to us a little bit about this, and hopefully it's loud enough that it plays for these guys.
All right, I hope Zohar's in here because he's gonna want to see this first part of it at least. But anyway, so I went out on a limb and I was looking for something like interesting and different that I could use as a handheld to play like pretty much everything from PlayStation down. And I found this. I came across this. It's how do you pronounce it? Ambernick or something?
Ambernick, yep.
Yeah, Ambernick. And this is the RG351V. And this thing comes with It's $100, and it comes with a 64 gigabyte memory stick and the base OS, and you can add more games to your 64 gigabyte memory stick. And you can play pretty much anything that RetroArch will play on it. And the screen is an IPS screen, 4x3, really nice display. The battery, it has been lasting really long. And all the games that I've put on here and play beautifully. It's amazing. So, I mean, especially for games like TurboGrafx 16, CD system, and
You're about to give Zohar a heart attack right now.
but
Hey, there's Mortal Kombat 4.
Here it is playing a PlayStation Mortal Kombat 4. So I was super stoked because this is what I wanted.
Wait a
I
second.
wanted
Wait
to
a
be
second.
able
Get over here.
Did you get this for free?
Did I get?
Did you get this for free? Did a company send this to you?
No.
Are you in talks with the company that makes this? Do you have secret chats going on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram with the companies that make this? You shill.
I'm a shill. No, it was $100. But anyways, so I was trying to see like what the most efficient price point was for something like this that would give me what I wanted, and it's just a really cool little system for the value that you're getting out of it. And you have such a variety, like a library of games that you can play. Pretty much, like I said, all the way up to PlayStation. CPS3 games play pretty good on it. Like, I mean, in game, it's great. There's a little bit of weirdness maybe, but the emulation is good overall. And then obviously everything below that. But it's great to have a handheld mode with a really clear screen that you can play all these games on, especially if you like, Game Boy and all these other types of handhelds from our generation. It's so worth it. I mean, for $100, and all you have to do is you can add stuff from your own library. So I actually have a hard drive full of all of my own PlayStation games that I've ripped onto.
They're all completely purchased and licensed.
Does it come with games at all, though?
I think it comes with a few. It says it comes with like 6,000, but I'm like going through it when I got it, and I was
Shovelware.
like, no. So yeah, but it's cool because it's like also a good way to consolidate. If you want to be able to like, take your games around the house or whatever. Obviously, I wouldn't take this out with me anywhere because I'm not.
Well, you wouldn't want
anymore, but
you wouldn't want anybody to think that you didn't pay for that. I mean,
here's the best version of Mortal Kombat.
Oh, now you're going to start a war in the chat room.
Sega CD version. I'm telling you.
Yeah, a lot of times with these things too, when they say it has that many games, either it's very exaggerated or a lot of them are like duplicate
save
crapware
versions
versions
of the game.
So
on level 5.
So Console Fanboy wants to know: is that an iArcade game? Could be. That's a Neo Geo game, Virtual Fighter. So have you gotten? And I'm being completely serious with you here. Have you gotten any like Dreamcast games to work on here? Because it looks like it's playing.
Yeah, I actually tried MVC2, and it was just it worked. It worked. Like it's playable, but it has like the
Arcade 1-Up.
Hashtag it's playable.
Arcade 1-Up's playable too, but that doesn't mean
you're talking about
the Arcade 1-Up version is definitely better. But I mean, like
that's not saying a lot.
So the Dreamcast and the like I said, N64 and above, beyond that, pretty much like it's not going to play it very well. So I didn't bank on that. Like I was banking on PS1 and below. It can also do PSP, but
Paul wants your affiliate link posted in the chat right now.
So anyways, it was just something that I kind of took a gamble on, but I had been looking into for a while, and I just wanted to share it because I thought, anybody else who's interested in that and what it can do, I mean, it's just a really cool little device, and I love it. Like, I'm never going to buy a Turbo Duo because those things are like $8,000, but I mean,
Glenn's got 3 of them.
Well, I like the wood. The wood look on there is really nice.
Yeah.
Even though it's not wood on the floor.
And the build quality is nice. It doesn't feel like a really cheapy, plasticky material. I mean, if you're looking at it, let me see if I can get a little bit closer there. But it's cool. And the stick here is like kind of like a switch stick. It's the controls feel good. They don't feel janky or like those really light plasticky kind of buttons that you'll get in cheap builds sometimes. It feels really good in your hands. That's what I can definitely say. And anything like I said, PlayStation.
I hope it's not like a Switch though. I don't want drift.
I was gonna think of the same thing.
Well, wait a second. I don't. You had drift on the older ones, but not necessarily on the newer ones.
Unless you're playing a driving game, in which case the drift.
If you're playing a driving game, yeah, then you want to drift all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to pick one up. I think it might be worth it, especially since you can bring your own paid for ROMs that you own, and
of course,
or you can just get them from Cool Toy.
Hashtag get them from Cool Toy. Yes.
Well, you guys, I mean, well, if you've seen my PlayStation collection, I literally have like two giant stacks of PS1 games.
Oh yeah.
And I actually long ago ripped all of those onto a massive hard drive that I actually got in Dubai. It's a 4 terabyte that I got for like $80 in Dubai.
So you did buy.
I did buy in Dubai.
No, I think it looks really cool. I think it's something Swiss Army knife.
Well, the screen looks good.
Yes.
It looks. It's just a nice looking machine for $100. I don't think it's a bad deal. Battery life stays good on it. So
yeah.
How's the sound quality?
It's good. Here, let me see if I can fire it up here. But let me just show the screen up here one more time so you guys can kind of see.
It's hard to see it on camera. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can.
That's horrible, Jayde. You're ruining the effect of the machine. It was so nice before. Now it's horrible.
I
don't want it anymore.
Okay.
It's not going to work like that. Yeah.
Anyways,
it came through better in the video, for sure.
Yeah, it looks really good. But here, I'll play some.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious too, because I mean, even the Game Boy, as old as it is,
obviously it comes out. I think it comes out mono on here. But
they all usually do.
There's a stereo plug.
It's a little tinny.
Oh, really? You're playing that game? That's like the worst game that TurboGrafx has. Keith Courage.
It's one of my favorites.
Keith Courage is pretty cool. Don't listen to Glenn.
How dare you?
Glenn don't like anything that has it.
How dare you, Glenn?
Welcome, Kongs R Us crew and viewers. Appreciate you guys coming over and hanging out in game time. Jayde's showing her handheld that she paid for with her own money.
She did. Her allowance.
Speaking of paying for with your own money.
And by the way, guys, I did buy a Build-A-Cade from Thundersticks with the expansion pack for all the controllers.
Ooh, you're in trouble.
I just want to say that Glenn told me if I didn't buy it, that he wasn't going to be my friend anymore, so I had to.
Yep.
And I bought it with my own money, and I still love Glenn, and I also love the Build-A-Cade. It's really cool. So go buy a Build-A-Cade.
And be my friend.
And be his friend. Well, wait, you can't say that yet. We didn't run his commercial yet. Just wait. All right, some AtGames news.
AtGames news and notes.
Okay, so Paul had asked what was the aspect ratio. It was a 4:3 on that. But so we have a little bit of AtGames news here, and I want to make sure I put this out there. Okay, so like a lot of you guys, this week I scored big on a lot of stuff, right? So I jumped on the Sam's deal like a lot of you guys did on the brand new. It's actually the 1.2 of the Legends Ultimate. I couldn't pass it up for $350. They're still working on the price match.
Guys caused the stock of that company to drop because they lost so much money on this deal.
I'm telling you what, man, if you can get this for the $350, even if you don't get the price match, it's worth it. Now, I'm going to go into a comparison between the 1.0 and this in a video. But I want to stress, like you guys saw the packages, I bought the quad play with it because I wanted to put real human beings around the 4-player, unlike the arcade 1-up ones that I have. This is like, I think, Jayde, you and I said it's like 44.5 inches, which is almost the length of a real 4-player arcade.
Yeah.
On a real one.
I think it's actually a little bit wider.
So this one here, plenty of room. And I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna do video. I bought a brand new LCD display, bit LCD display, and the reason I did that was.
Did you buy it, Steven?
I did buy it.
Did you buy? You know what? tell us everything that you bought and how much it was, and what's your relationship.
So
with all of
with
us
everything
and
that I got,
everything.
wait, with everything that I got,
Wait a minute. Before you get into it, just you don't have to bring them up. So Angela P in the chat just asked, "What's the difference between 1.1 and 1.2?" And
Number.
Mark Ricken's answer is 0.1.
point one, and 8 gigs and 16 gigs worth
Mark,
of storage.
you win the chat tonight with that one.
That
buddy.
was good. It's only 8 gigs of internal storage on that. But this was my previous 1.0 cabinet that Glenn and I both have. I have it all decked out as Marble Madness, and it has the bit LCD on it. So I wanted to get another one because I'm going to be donating this on Sunday to our kids' church at the church. It's running coin ops, and they're going to have a ball with this and play it. But that was because I know the question is going to come up and go, well, what do you need 2 of them? I don't need 2 of them. That's why I'm getting rid of this one, giving it to the kids. Got a coin op set up on it. Like I said, they have a Pac-Man and a Rampage from Arcade 1-Up. So this will be a lot of fun for them. And like I said, I'll do a comparison between the two. But there's a lot of differences on this compared to the 1.0 that I think is really good.
You know, are you giving it to the kids so that Jesus forgives you for all your shilling?
You know, that might be on my list. No, but I think it's pretty cool. I wasn't a fan of the 4-player controllers, but this one I can honestly say I feel like I'm standing.
Can you
at
pull
a
it up
real
again? I wanted to like.
Are you giving me crap here, or do you
No,
legitimately
I really
want me to pull here? I'll even make it
really...
big for you. How's that?
Yeah.
Here,
So...
here. We'll make it big. How's that? Can you
nice.
see that? And I got the optional trackball that didn't show up yet that you can put.
I see what you were
there's
saying
a track.
about
There's a trackball that goes in there.
But there's no spinners on it though.
No spinners on it. No.
See, that was
No
the deal
spinners.
breaker for me, was that there was no spinners, because that's one of the reasons why I bought the ALU, is for the spinners.
Well, it's on
and
the other
trackball.
control deck. All I have to do is put the other control deck on and I have spinners.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, if it had, I feel like if it had spinners on it, it would appeal more to me personally, just because
It's got the room.
then I wouldn't have to swap.
Well, talk to Glenn. Glenn, you could probably put one on there, can't you? You can put spinners.
Actually, no.
drill holes?
The engineers of AtGames, me, have gone back and forth. We've never able. After we got the original trackball, which I have in my machine back here, I have the trackball working in the Legends 1.0. I don't know if you see it behind me. Go full screen or not.
I'll go with full screen. There you go.
Wait.
But we can't. But I can't drill holes.
It's actually over here.
I can't drill holes in this and put spinners
No,
on this.
no. The trackball we designed for the 1.0 works, but then they changed the protocol, so the trackball doesn't work. And I've been dealing with their engineers to the point where I gave up. We could never get it to work.
Because that would you
So
could
we
actually
stopped.
put
So
it
the same thing
here.
with the spinners.
You could put one like between the joysticks. There's plenty of room.
It looks really good though.
There's plenty of room.
There's plenty of
There's
room.
plenty of room there.
Yeah.
It looks good. How are the buttons like compared to
The buttons
like
are
stock
good.
one?
The
Do
buttons
the
are
switches
good.
feel different?
No, it feels about the same as the Legends 1.0. I will state with this one though, the pinball buttons on the side. This is my first one with the pinball buttons on. They feel cheaper than the Gamer Pro. So the buttons, they might need to, no, MG, wait, stop right there. No, I did not buy. I learned my lesson with Arcade 1-Up. I did not buy this directly from our AtGames. I learned my lesson. I went to Sam's Club, and it only took 3 days to ship, unlike Arcade 1-Up. But we're not going to go there.
It's always best to do that, because if it is a problem, you can go back to the store and get it taken care of. When you order it
or
online,
price matching.
it's a hassle. But that too. But it just doesn't make sense for these big items to get it from the manufacturer. If there's any problems at all, you are now at their mercy to get it fixed.
That's why I love Walmart.
Well, Walmart too.
Walmart, you have like a 90-day return
but
policy.
Walmart wasn't doing. I got it from Sam's because Walmart wasn't doing the deal.
I know.
For
well, if
$3.49.
you try to buy one of these through Walmart, it's $1,000.
So somebody else asked in the chat room. I'm gonna see if I can pull up a picture of this. Somebody else asked, "What's the other difference in this?" And Jade, I showed her this today, and she was like, "Oh wow, I never really looked inside of it." Let me show you guys. I thought this was kind of cool. Glenn, remember the humidity gate that we had with the?
Oh, you mean? Wait a minute. You mean?
Oh, do you have it?
This?
Do you have it?
I have this. You can see it.
Oh yeah, the stick-on, the stick-on chrome. Okay, I want you all to look at this. This is
real T molding.
Real T molding. on the Legend. Now, I don't know about the 1.1. Anybody in the chat room, can you confirm if you have it on the 1.1? But this is the 1.2. And I confirmed with AtGames because of the serial number that was on top. This made me feel so much better knowing that this is not going to fall off. And even Jade, you were like, wow, that's pretty awesome that they put that on there.
It is, because it's so disappointing. That chrome T-molding looked beautiful on the machine.
But didn't they not do that with Killer Instinct Pro on Arcade 1-Up? Did they not put real T-molding on it, Jade?
Oh, come on.
I'm trying to figure out like a $350 machine gets real
Steven,
T-molding.
what do you
but not
want for
Pro.
$1,000? Come on.
I'm just asking
realistic.
it. Oh, so Mark is saying in the chat room, wait a second, this is another new feature apparently for the 1.2 is the real T-molding. So if you're thinking
So wait,
about
is that only on the 1.2? I wonder if mine is a 1.2 or not. I feel like it might be because it looks just like yours.
Well, the 1.1 and the 1.2 do look almost identical, but I would check because I'm curious too if you.
But I thought they had like the pin-on side art for the 1.1.
The 1.1 it has the option to pin artwork on the side. They give you the stock artwork, and then you can. Mine has holes for that too if I want to screw it in. Oh
my God,
side.
I want to go check mine right now because if I don't have that real team
Look
molding,
at the
I'm
sticker.
gonna be so sad.
Look at the sticker on the back. It tells you. It'll say HA8002 if it's the 1.2. That's the only reason I updated to it.
When you assembled it, Jade, when you're putting it together, you would have seen if there was.
No, not really, because it's on the back, and they added plastic.
No, because yeah, I mean, I bought it from someone.
Yeah,
on
she bought it
Opera.
off of somebody.
Gotcha.
Well, and here's the other thing, Glenn. You know how the top on the 1.0 is wooden behind the marquee?
Yes.
They did this one plastic. It's got a plastic hood on the back, which makes the sealing of the bit LCD super tight, so you don't get any bleed, and you could screw it tight fast to it without stripping holes because it's plastic.
Well, the Legends has so many different things you could do to it. You can add games. It's actually, if you look for multicade, honestly, it's hard to beat.
So,
especially at the price you got it for. I mean, it's unbelievable to get it.
Well, that's why I couldn't pass it up for $350.
Yeah, that's a really good deal, and that was my thing too when I found mine. Because I think I paid $400 for mine, which I still don't feel bad about. But that's the one thing about it is if you've got that coin op setup running, even with the 2-player control panel, they're really great. Like the display is really nice. The whole overall feel of it is great, and you're running coin ops. You can play pretty much everything up to what would be like a good chart here, like CPS 3. Basically, or below, and there's a lot of really good games. So it's a great option with the all-inclusive control setup, which is one of the really appealing things about it too.
There's one thing that you're right, Paul. This might be a deal breaker for some, but where's the anti-fatigue mat? That could be a deal breaker for a lot of people. And unfortunately, they decided to give you a quality product instead of add-ons with it for your money. So for $350, you got real T-molding, you got real buttons, real good, at least clones if anything, and not broken molds on your joysticks. So I mean,
for $400, it's
$350, and I'm price matching it for some other people that had $199. Man, I'm gonna get my monies back. I'm gonna get $200.
So is it still going for $350 or
yes.
Are they?
Yes, and the Legends pinball's $399, and Bill took advantage of that too. Bill was.
I did.
He was a smart man.
I would like to do that, but I can't throw around $400 on a pinball table.
Do it. I'm gonna text you at 3 a.m.
It's a good deal, though. It's a good deal.
Now the shoe is on the other foot.
That was the one thing I really wanted. So when that came up, I said there was no way I could pass that up. It's such a good price.
But it's also. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, and the shipping from Sam's Club was way cheaper than it would have been from AtGames.
I'm just very torn too. Like $400 is a really good deal, but I only want one pinball table, and I'm still kind of waiting for an actual pinball table to turn up so I can have a real one, because I'm only going to own one, whether it be the AtGames or an actual, like a Stern or something like that.
Jade,
yeah.
Read that comment.
Do you really use the fatigue? Did you see my KI Pro interview? Get on my fatigue mat. My anti-fatigue mat. I will say this.
She uses it for hot yoga.
Yeah, the anti-fatigue mat. It is pretty comfortable. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty damn comfortable.
So another comment in the chat room here.
But it's sitting in my closet rolled up.
Yeah, so that shows how much she's using it. 350. Mine was 500 plus $50 Sam's Club membership. Well, I already have a Sam's Club membership. We use it all the time. $80 CoinOps thumb drive. See, don't buy CoinOps.
Oh, no.
You never buy it. Like I just put the new CoinOps. I was helping Michael B with it earlier. Listen, if you guys need me to do another video, I know P-Dubs did a really good one. It's on Wagner's Tech Talk.
Yeah, I use P-Dubs.
Go to Wagner's Tech Talk. Just search Saucy 5 Wagner's Tech Talk, and he'll have P-Dubs video there. You'll have a step-by-step. If you can't follow that to make your own, God help you. I mean, and I'm not saying that to be rude. I'm being
yeah, you are.
Even
You're
the
totally
most
saying it to be rude.
even the only
to do it.
even the
I was trying to do it, and you were like, Jade,
even-
are you serious?
even
You're
the
not
most
you're not even a
non-tech
real
savvy
gamer."
person, which I will name her nameless, who happens to be full screen right now, can still put together a CoinOps one until she gets fed up with it and buys it from Etsy. But anybody, seriously,
You know what?
follow the instructions.
Amazon had.
Oh,
I don't
here
know if
we
it was just
go.
for Prime
Support
Day.
the hackers. Go ahead.
I don't know if it was just for Prime Day, but they had a 2-pack of SanDisk. I think it was 128 gigabyte stick. or
No, it was
mini-
256. They just had it. I just bought one.
No,
The
you're
low
right.
pros.
So it was a two-pack, right?
I believe so. It was like $30-some or something like that.
Oh, it was cheaper than that because I think I got it on like Prime Day. It was like
Okay.
$15 or something disgusting. But anyways, yeah. So I got 2 of them, and use P-Dub's tutorial. But unfortunately, I burned one of them out because there is something wrong with my ALU USB port. I have to use a 4-way splitter in it for it to work properly. But after I figured that out, I was able to use it, and it worked great.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. So like if you put the new CoinOps on it, it has all broken down like light games, 4-player games, 3-player games,
Yeah.
and I'm definitely going to give that
great.
this Saturday we're going to get some.
You can use a Senden light gun in those,
That's what
right?
she was telling me earlier that we could just use it. So I might get one of them.
A Shinden.
I'm gonna video 4 of us playing like open ice hockey or NFL Blitz with the late hits on this, because that's everybody wants to see NFL Blitz, right? The right way. So I have it on this. So we're gonna do 4 people around this thing, see how
Wait,
comfortable
you have it
is.
on. You have it on what?
On CoinOps on the.
You can play it on the.
Yeah, I even have the open ice, which is like Blitz for hockey.
There's no way that can play Blitz.
Wait, are you using the stock CPU in it, or did you put the Max in it?
No, I've got the same one that they put. The same one that's in the Max should be in the 1.2.
Oh, is it?
What-
Okay.
What does that even mean? What are you guys talking about?
The hockey puck that AtGames has, that's the Max, and then what was the other one, the green one? I forget what it is. Came with the mini and the
Yeah, I forget. I have just
whatever it
the
is.
one. I guess with the Gamer Pro, I think I have the one that was before the Max.
But either way,
And-
Blitz
but-
open ice.
Because there
plays
are
on.
a few games that don't play great.
I'm sure it
the
doesn't.
original.
But my point.
Yeah, try playing Stun Runner.
My point is
More
getting
like you're
4 people around, even if we play NBA Jam, 4 grown adults, because that's the big issue people have with the Arcade 1-Up, right? I think the
Yeah.
Arcade 1-Up control panel for 4 players is 23 or 24 inches long, and this one, Glenn, not a word, this one's 44 and a half inches. I know you were gearing up to say so.
Well, like the actual width of a real one, I don't think it's more than 30 for an actual like Konami 4-player. Is it maybe like 30 or 32? But it's
I
smaller
forget.
than that.
I forget.
It's smaller than that. So because I know it's got to be, it's somewhere in between those two for sure. But I forget what channel it was, or if I saw it in a short. But somebody was comparing, like they were holding a Blitz 4-player next to an actual Blitz 4-player, and it was literally like there was like 3 inches on either side or something.
Well, I'm going to show a comparison in the video that's upcoming. I have
So
a
it's
unboxing
definitely
for it.
bigger. It looks very comfortable.
So
I
we,
don't know, 3 inches makes a big difference.
well, it does.
what
when
she
you
said.
get,
I'm sorry, I
I
had to
knew
put
that
it
was good. We knew he was going to
Jinx.
say that.
Glenn, that's called a slam dunk. Just so you know.
I would have exploded if I didn't say anything.
He was checking that out. All right. Well,
I most certainly was not.
all right. We're gonna take a quick break and thank some of the content creators that help make this possible. What we do here is always a great time, and if you haven't done so, because we spend a lot of time at the end of the show, I figured this is a great way to kind of let you get to know the content creators a little bit.
Are you looking for that arcade experience at home? If you don't have the space for a full-size arcade in your house or endless funds, then you need the GRS Build-A-Cade. It's arcade quality without the arcade price, from someone you can trust. The GRS Build-A-Cade is very simple, easy to assemble, 1/6 scale arcade computer you can build yourself. You can buy interchangeable controllers for every gaming option you need to play the games the way they're meant to be played. You can also design your own artwork or purchase artwork separately to make your GRS Build-A-Cade look like the machine of your dreams. The GRS Build-A-Cade is also the only home system STEM certified. Come see what all the YouTube creators are raving about. GRS Build-A-Cade.
This is the Redlands Mall, located in sunny Southern California, or what's left of it. It used to be a huge social hub and gathering place for people who like to play arcade games. All that seems to be left of arcade games is the vapor, our memories, and what we collect. Memories that can bring us together. Do you remember what your favorite thing about playing arcade games in an arcade was? Or some of the best experiences you have? AtGames Legends is something that we developed to bring gaming communities closer together through shared experiences. So join us as we live vicariously through each other and explore the origin of our admiration for arcade games, our own AtGames Legends.
Bill's Retro Gaming Show. Subscribe today.
Listen, leave me alone, okay?
What have we told you about that, Steven?
All right. So one of the stories I want to talk to you guys about, if you haven't already seen it, right now through Netflix, like I believe if you have a Netflix account, you can get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on iOS or Android.
Really cool.
Yep.
Shredder's Revenge, and actually play it on your phone, your tablet, and it's free. It's completely free if you go into the App Store. I was just going to play a little bit here on my phone, so you can kind of see this is it's actually capturing my phone right now. So, I thought this was really cool. So, like if you were into or wanted to test out Shredder's Revenge, Glenn,
Yeah, I didn't play it, but it looks really cool.
I figured this would be a good way to test it out, and the fact that it's free.
It screams Glenn all over it. Yeah.
It screams Glenn, and like it's got all the features and everything that the actual game has.
Yeah, I was playing this a little bit the other day too. I will say I want to hook up like a Bluetooth gamepad.
Yeah, 100%.
A little bit more because the touch screen controls. Aren't
Yeah,
the best,
as you can see,
especially, but it's still a lot of fun.
So you got to go through these tutorials in the beginning. They teach you how to play and how to do different things like that. I'm just.
See,
It's
back in the
it's
day,
really cool.
You never read the
but
manual. Now they force you. They force you to do what you didn't want to do, is read a manual.
that is true.
So, either way, this is free right now if you're Android or if you are, I'll just go with Leonardo. If
And
you're on
this is
iOS,
Amazon's.
I had to
store?
buy it. I have to buy it. This is one of those games that I have to own.
oh, I have it for Switch. I have it for
no,
PS5.
no, you don't.
Sure do. Sure do, and I have it sealed on Switch. So.
I was going to say, you bought the limited run version, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I bought it directly
really?
from Amazon. Yeah, I wasn't gonna wait
Ah.
3 years to get it.
Yeah, I got. I think mine has like the what is it, like the Canadian or the EU rating on it.
So, Console Fanboy says, I heard iArcade is getting Shredder's Revenge in 2025. It's very well possible. So this,
Actually, it's funny that you say that. The fact that it's, well, two things. The fact that it's on Android means they could.
they
But the fact
could.
that it's a Netflix exclusive means they probably won't. Just
well,
being
it's
honest.
it's a Nintendo license. I don't. I mean,
No,
that's
it's
pretty
not.
big.
No, it's not.
It's not a Nintendo
it's
license.
Nickelodeon.
It's Nickelodeon.
Or I mean, sorry, I meant Nickelodeon.
Okay,
Sorry,
then we're
that's
good.
what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
But I'm with
But-
Bill.
I my test that way.
you need
When
a
it was not
Bluetooth.
C, it was D. I meant D. Oh, okay, Glenn, we'll put down for D. All right, that works.
Nah, it's-
I was watching Steven play, and I had a momentary lapse in brain
But
activity.
I'm with Bill. I want a Bluetooth controller if I was gonna do. I don't play
Yep.
games on my phone. I just figured I'd put it on just to show everybody.
You're playing games on your phone right now, Steven.
This is the first time in a long time I've played
Is this
games.
the first time you're lying to us about something?
do you
What
do you
else are
know?
lying
Do you
to us
remember the
about?
game Mario Run for the?
yes,
Okay.
Yes.
that was fun.
That's the last time I
Yeah.
played a game on my phone. Okay, Mario
How
Run.
could you not get into that one? You know what?
the Mario Kart
last,
one is fun too.
Wait.
another one that was really good was Bastion.
Pokemon Go.
Then Steam came out with that.
Pokemon Go I played too because my
So
kids
he
were
was
into
lying
it.
left and right.
No,
Yeah,
I just had to
right,
remember.
Glenn? Right?
I
Yeah.
couldn't do Pokemon Go because I knew I'd be obsessed with it
Anyways.
and I'd be playing it all the time, and I just said nope. I'm not gonna subject myself to that.
I think deployment saved me from Pokemon Go. Like we were on deployment, so I couldn't. I simply couldn't do it. So
Pokemon Go is like my brother and his family when they came out. They like they want to go to like Pokestops and stuff because their one son was into it, and I'm like, all right, whatever. But I started playing it with that, but then it gets old after a while. But either way, guys, it's free. Go check it out. Even if you just want to see if Shredder's Revenge is worth you buying it on an actual
Oh, it's a
console,
good game. Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
game.
it's a fun game.
I haven't played it, but it looks good.
So my question for you guys out there, and you crazy guys that are in the chat room, you modders, Jade, pay attention. If this is through Netflix, if this is on Android, the Fire Stick you can plug directly into the AtGames Legends and play any of the games on it. Console Fanboy is going to love this.
Yep.
You can basically turn your Legends into an iArcade by plugging in a Fire Stick and playing any of the games. And I actually jailbroke my Fire Stick so you can add even more games. Technically, you should be able to play Shredder's Revenge through the Fire Stick, since it's Android-based, on your
You
Legends.
Control it.
And control it.
or
Yes and no.
or you
Because
could
this-
buy a Switch.
because the Fire Stick, doesn't it still use the Amazon OS version of Android though? It may not be.
It
on
may not work.
I'm not 100%.
All right, Bill, read
have
that
to check
super
that out.
chat.
Here we go. $4.99 from Console Fanboy. Thank you so much. iArcade is the future, meaning they will get games sometime in the future. No one knows when though.
All right, Bill, talk to us about this next story. And then we'll be wrapping it up soon. You actually hit me with this earlier this week about the Meta headset.
Yeah, so it looks like Facebook, Meta, whatever, they are ending support for the original Quest. There's not going to be any more updates for it, more anything. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that, new games aren't going to work on it, but they're basically ending support of it.
How
The
long
life
did
of it
that
is pretty
run
much over.
for? Wasn't it only like a couple years?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little.
I would say
it seems a
three
little
or
quick
four,
to be
right?
ending the support.
Yeah.
for it.
Why? Yeah, that's weird.
It definitely seems a
No,
little
it's
quick.
not.
for
I
them
want
be
you to
ending
buy
it.
the new one. That's Apple 101.
Yeah. Okay, you're right.
So what Glenn's trying
Yeah,
to
but
say
you know
is
what?
his-
Even Microsoft supports stuff for 7 years.
well, wait,
So
it
come on.
it might be 7 years. I'll have to look it up
Yeah.
here. But what
Well,
Glenn's trying to
it
tell you is
Facebook. I mean,
there's a
Facebook,
Build-A-Cade coming out next year. So just save your money. Don't buy the Build-A-Cade this year because he's just gonna have a better one next year because he wants your money.
It's called the Medicaid.
I'm just kidding. I don't
Not
know if he's doing it.
It's a combination
I'm
of
old.
healthcare.
So it's the Medicaid. I like that, Jade. Yeah, that
It's a
works.
combination of healthcare and
The Medicaid.
virtual arcade.
It dispenses pills. You get a good score. You get a pill out of it.
Wait. What if it's the Repla Jade?
Ooh.
Whoa. The Repla Jade. That might be version 3. Oh, we might be giving away all his secrets here for the next 3 versions. So we better not. But anyways, I think it has been 7 years that the Meta one has been out. I think it has
Really
been.
that long?
Well, you got to
didn't
figure
seem
we
like
lost
7
2
years.
years. Well, remember we lost 2 years of any kind of updates with the pandemic. So
Okay.
I think we're remembering. Hey, it was only out for 4 or 5 years. Actually, it was out for 7 because the other 2 years, just like the PS5, everybody's acting like it just launched last year. Technically,
Yeah,
When
didn't
did
it?
when
It was
did-
3 years
when did the
ago.
Wait, how? Because I had an Oculus in like 2018.
Well,
I had
that's
an
what this is. It is. Well, it's the Oculus. It's the Oculus Quest that they rebranded the Meta Quest.
Right. But
The
what I'm
Oculus-
saying is that
the
came
Oculus
after the
Go, I think,
Oculus.
was before that, right?
Right. And then it was the Meta Quest. So that's why I'm
Yeah.
saying it's only been out for like a couple years.
So the
It
Meta
could be more than
Quest
3 years.
1 or the Oculus Quest 1 came out May 21st, 2019.
Yeah. Okay. So 4 years.
For 4 years,
know,
yeah.
But
It's
two of
not-
those
it's not a
years,
long time.
2 of those years, development happened because of the pandemic,
Mhm.
and nobody really did anything with it. And to be fair,
Technically 3.5.
okay, technically, if you really want to get, but people didn't buy it. There just really
Yep.
wasn't a lot with the hardware was outdated as it was.
Um,
So,
I mean, the Quest 2 is definitely a better,
yeah, oh yeah,
headset,
I have the
but
rebranded
it
one
still
that
just
says
seems
Meta on it.
really quick to be completely ending support for it.
Could be. What do you guys think in the chat room? Do you think it's too early for them to be?
Nope. Get it out. It's
Oh,
done.
well, Glenn,
Right.
how do you really feel about that one?
You get rid of it.
I
You
just-
get two build a cage. You put it up your eyes like this. Same experience in stereo.
I'm
It's
still
too-
trying to
But Glenn is
process
building
how
the next
anybody,
version of the Virtual Boy.
how anybody could think that the Sega Genesis version of Mortal
Oh,
Kombat
jeez.
is better than the Sega CD version. Like I don't.
Well, you can
understand.
keep being baffled because I'm one of those.
You gotta
Can
do-
somebody
look,
explain it to
you-
me? Can
All right, do you
explain
want me to
it
explain? Do you want me to explain
can't
it?
beat the Gamecom version of Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
Gamecom.
don't.
Gamecom.
Okay, so
Killer ass
here, wait.
Mortal Kombat.
So I just had my
I
make or
still
break.
have a Gamecom.
I just got my make or break for today. Thank you, Brooklyn Menace. He put it in here. Make or break. Did Facebook kill the Quest 1? That's the make or break. But the Quest 2 killed it.
Well, why do you want to take the first question? We can right to the second question.
Yes.
I'm taking the second
Go to the
Quest. So, I think
Well, they just killed it.
some of the issues now granted, as the Sega CD got older, it had issues where it would buffer a lot. Now I bought a new eye sensor, and it runs fantastic. All my games, none of them buffer. I just replaced it last year, so it's like a brand new Sega CD. There's not even noise when it. So I probably now I'd have to play it again, Jade, and really, but the Sega was what I had. I didn't have Sega CD growing up, so I didn't have anything to compare it to.
I didn't have
me
a
to be
Sega
honest.
CD either, but my friend did, and I went over and played it over there, and I was like, "This is the god."
You
of
must have
Mortal
rich
Kombat.
friends, because friends who I had, they didn't have. I mean, we were lucky if we had one console growing up, not like
I
3.
had one friend who always got that kind of stuff.
Oh, you were one of those friends. You were like, oh yeah, I get to play the latest and greatest because he's loaded. His parents are loaded, so I'm going over to his house or her house. I see.
Or I was just like the awkward kid who had to be invited to a birthday party, and
I'm just messing with you. I don't want to leave iArcade out, but I haven't gotten an email from any of their PR that they send out to content creators, and
You
it's
will.
not a shilling email. It's just an email to let you know, hey, these new games Jong announced on his live show that
You will.
these are coming
I'll
out.
tell you right now, you will.
Is that why you're wearing the iArcade hat? Is that an all right? Hang on.
Glenn, wait, have you been lying? to
Hang
us?
on.
iArcade. News and notes.
All right, Glenn. Spill it. What's going? You're wearing the arcade hat. Tell us what's going on.
I am. I'm telling you, you will get an email.
That's not what I'm asking. What is going to be on the email?
Letters.
Come on, man.
And maybe a few numbers.
What's
I will tell you. I will tell you.
You and Steven are off the list, Glenn.
Come on, Glenn.
They have announcements that will be coming out. Just have to give it a smidgen more time.
Okay, so there's announcements coming.
There are definitely announcements coming.
All right, there's announcements coming. You know, because even if I'm not a fan of the console right now, John can always change my mind if he brings out some AAA titles and bangers. I mean, hey, anything's possible.
You mean some crispy titles?
Crispy titles, you know, anything's possible. But no, seriously, listen, if Glenn's involved, I'm always interested, whether it's something that I really want to play or not, you know, despite my personal opinion of it. I think there's a community around the arcade, so obviously I want it to succeed. I do. I honestly, because competition makes everything
I'm sorry,
better.
can you pull up Mike's comment that said I had Sega CD Model 2?
No, because if he's siding with you, I'm not pulling it up.
He's not. He's not siding with me.
Model 1.
Oh, if
Model 1 was the Sega CD.
Well, if Mike is siding with me, 100%, I'm going to pull it up there. You're going to throw that right next to you too. Make you full screen.
Says, I had the Sega CD Model 2, but it wasn't really all that. What do you mean, Samurai Showdown, Fatal Fury Special?
Oh boy, Dem's fighting words.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Soul Feast was good on it, or was it Feast?
Honestly, like if I had all the now that I have the consoles now, I have every console from Sega, except the Master System because I want it inbox. I could have bought it many times. You cannot
say you've got every console. You just lied.
No, wait a second. You didn't let me finish. You interrupted me. I said I have every console except the Master System because I want it in box. Again, all my other ones are in box. Yeah, I have the Tower of Power. Listen, now that I have all these consoles, if I was growing up and had them, I would have went from the Sega Genesis. I would have skipped the 32X, the Sega CD, and I would have went right to the Saturn. And I would have stayed at the Saturn until the Dreamcast, and I would have stayed with the Dreamcast into the 22nd century.
That was so sad. That Dreamcast, man. Every time I hear that, it's just a sad story.
I still play my Dreamcast. Can we all agree that's the best console that Sega ever put out? Are we all in agreement with that?
It's the best console that ever existed, pretty much.
There's so many things that sucker had that now has really come to fruition, like online gaming, keyboard and mice attachments.
Yeah.
You know, it was just such a microphone, 4-player, the fishing reel. It just had so many cool things, and it just Sega just burned too many bridges with the Saturn and the 32X. That's what killed it.
The Dreamcast was the first true, real multicade.
It really was. A lot of arcades were built off of it.
It was a Naomi. It could run Model 3 stuff. It could do a Thomas Wave. I mean, it's just that. It's just the best.
I want to answer Rainwater here. He says, "Why collect them in the box? They are meant to be played." So Rainwater, I'm gonna answer this with something that you'll understand because you collect board games. Why leave the board games in a box? They're meant to be played. The reason that I collect in boxes is because I want the manuals, the original, everything original with it, and I want a place to put that. And as a collector, you like to display the systems. Like my systems are out of the box. They are set up on a console area. If you watch my videos, you would see. And then on the shelf, I have the box because there's a certain nostalgia when you walk into a room, you see all these boxes, and you remember where you were as a kid when you see that box, and you go, "Man, I remember being in Clover, the store that used to exist in Kmart, and I was wishing that Santa would bring this for me one day for Christmas." That's the feeling you get when you see some of these boxes, or you remember that commercial. Glenn, you know what I'm talking about. You know, you see these commercials like when E.T. first came out for the Atari. You see that box and you're like, dang, man, this is going to be a great game. And then you play that game and you're like, man, this is the biggest disappointment in my life. That's the type of thing.
Women. Oh, my God.
But my consoles are all set up to play. Anybody can go into the room. They're all connected to HDMI. And only because it's easier. And they can play any console except the older systems. Now, my Atari, ColecoVision, Intellivision, they're all tucked away and squirreled away in a box because I don't want them broken because they are pristine condition. But other than that, you can go in there and play Sega Saturn or Dreamcast, and I have the boxes for them. So I hope that answers your question.
Very long answer.
Yeah, I tend to do that. And he follows it up. Okay, he follows it up. He's going at it tonight. The box is a storage solution and display for the game, but I take them out of shrink and apply. Well, they're not shrink wrap. Now I do have games that are shrink wrap still.
That's what I should invest in, a shrink wrap machine.
Way to go!
There
Thanks,
you
you
go.
got him. How many of you other
Great
guys in here that are collectors of consoles, but you play them? How many of you guys keep them in the box? How many of you save the box? Jade, do you have boxes for yours?
I do have boxes for a few of mine actually. But of course I don't put them in there. Like I keep them out because I want to play them on occasion. So
But you still keep the boxes.
yeah, of course,
Yeah, same with
because
me.
as you know, as a collector, I think that the boxes have not only the nostalgic value, but the what is the type of value? The word that I'm looking for here.
Sentimental.
Sentimental values,
Historical.
historical value. Thank you, historical value. Yeah, so it's just like kind of like my view with arcade cabinets. Like for me personally, I'm not talking crap on anybody else, for Christ's sake, guys.
No.
But for me personally, I would never.
Wait. Did you buy that arcade? Were you chatting with the owner of that arcade in that IP? Were you on phone calls with the owner of that IP and that arcade game? Or was it given to you?
I don't know what to do. with my life.
No. Don't skate around it. Give us the exact answer. I need to know. I need to know.
Well, Nintendo. I have a pretty good working relationship with
Shill.
Nintendo.
Shill.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry, guys. But anyways, my personal stance on that is if I buy an arcade cab, like I want to keep it all original, CRT and everything, for the historical value as well as the replay value for myself. And that's kind of how I feel about consoles too. As much as possible, I try to keep everything. I try to keep everything intact. Even if I have the consoles out and stuff. So
Wait a second. There's another comment in here that Mitchell R said. I want to answer that. He goes, I used to keep all the boxes until I got married and my wife made me throw them out. Well, you got the wrong wife, my friend.
Oh no.
No, I'm joking. My wife knows, like she lets me keep all the boxes. The only thing she did say to me, she goes, "You're not keeping the boxes for those arcades, are you?" And I'm like, well, if you help me make room on top of the garage, I'll keep them. And she just kind of looked at me. I'm like, I'm just kidding. What am I going to do with them? Unscrew all the arcades, after I put Loctite on it. 19K Fox, I got you, buddy. And then put them back in the box.
There are some people who do that, though. I've heard of people who.
P-Dubs did it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. P-Dubs did it. Glenn, you remember that. He had them in his garage until his wife was like freaking out, right? He had them like stacked. He had like, you guys in the chat room, do you remember that when he was doing it? He had like 10 of them. He's like, I better throw them out.
I only kept the 2 boxes for my original Centipede and Asteroids because that's when we got them and they were pre-built from Chiscom when he had sent them out in
okay.
production units.
Wait, Chiscom?
No, Chiz. Harold Chisnick.
Chiz.
Okay.
Oh, I know where you're going there, but this is a family-friendly show. So
those boxes to me are a little more valuable because they were a pre-built.
When did we become family friendly?
When families started watching it. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Glenn.
No, that was it. The only ones I kept. To be honest, I was keeping them
talking
for a little
about
while.
Chiscom.
Chiz, yes. But I got rid of the boxes. But to be quite honest, the boxes that they came in, half time from shipping, were half destroyed anyway. There's no point in keeping them. They were like, boxes were in poor shape anyway.
Yeah, the arcades. I don't keep every box. What's so funny?
Nothing.
She's still talking about Chiscom. But yeah, he says happy life, happy wife. I know, Rainwater. This just went down the toilet really quick.
Oh yeah.
I'm not even gonna pull up those comments. These guys are having a ball. If you're watching this in reruns, if you're watching this on YouTube on any of our given channels, you need to tune in every Thursday at 9 p.m. We have a great show. Kongs or Us, when he gets finished with his live show, he sends all his viewers over, and they still seem to come back week in and week out. I'm not exactly sure why, but they do, to listen to our rants and our raves.
Suckers.
And we have a good time here. But I think it'll be interesting the next couple weeks what's happening in the home arcade, because all the major announcements have happened. There has been rumors, and we'll end on this. There's been rumors that the Star Wars. Bill, I think you've been kind of monitoring this. That there's a Star Wars shipment that's come over like 300.
Little over 300 people are saying, yeah.
So,
You guys, I tried to attract more viewers tonight by like having, this really nice flannel on, and then, having some exposure here. It did the opposite. I feel like though, like
So wait a
I'm
second.
never gonna do that again.
Anthony Vigori, I guess that's how you say his name. He's over on Facebook. He's like, wait, 3 people watching? Where is everybody? They're all on YouTube. They're watching. We got most of our audience on Twitch and YouTube. They're over here hanging out. That we're watching the live chat. So if you feel alone over there, Anthony, you can come on over to the YouTube chat. I usually put it on Facebook to kind of just drive. Like, I have family and stuff that they like to tune in. And I know Glenn and Bill, they just never share it, so it never gets out past, my personal profile. I mean, there's slackers like that. It's just kind of, it's just kind of how it is. Especially this guy here.
Yeah, I do nothing. I do no promotion of my shows, this show, nothing.
My God.
They're just out there.
Well, good. Read this.
We got a super chat. We got a super chat.
Or do you want to read it, Jade? Go for it.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna make him do it since he was on camera, but go ahead.
$1.99 from Console Fanboy, who's not going to be super chatting in 2023. Thank you very much, Zohar. Steven, no iArcade dues in a while. Thoughts? I just want to say that
she forgets what she was going to say.
Has there been any Switch news? Because if there's Switch news, there might be some.
There is Switch news. No, there's always Nintendo. But Glenn has told us he dropped the bomb tonight. Glenn has told us there's news coming. That's all he'll tell us. So I guess we got to stay tuned in.
If you want some other news, I got this little guy.
Oh, what do you got?
Oh, here we go.
This is the Akari Warriors joystick with my Tron gate switcher on the bottom. So you got a Tron gate switcher on it, 48-way. You got your rotation here for your Akari Warriors, or your heavy barrel, or your front line. To test this little bad boy, and once I give the thumbs up, we can start getting these in production. So
it's pretty cool, but it really is very cool. But when is the Tron stick with the block button coming out?
Actually,
he's got to think about it.
The flight stick.
We need
we must call it the flight stick.
The thunder stick. It's the thunder stick.
The thunder stick. Yeah.
Right, the thunder stick. Very soon there'll be limited quantities again on that.
Well, make sure Jade and I are on those quantities and tell us what it costs, because seriously, I want one for my
just
Tron.
your soul.
Okay, well that's fine. I'm already playing your commercials. What more do I got to do?
Who was it? What was it? There was some cartoon where the guy's like, "I got your soul," and the guys get in line. Like 5 people. Was it Mr. Burns?
God.
Burns or something like that. It's like 5 people got his soul already lined up.
There you go, Glenn. Answer that one.
Oh, nice announcement. As in it's over.
Meaning iArcade is done for, over, kaput. John's announcing the sale.
I have to get glasses, because I'm like, that monitor's not too bad, but I'm like, yeah, I get glasses.
This is what happens when you put things in bags. And
I ruined Zohar's joke there. Sorry about that. I couldn't read it.
It's you need more Medicaid.
Well,
I do.
That's it.
Medicaid. That's it.
Medicaid.
Medicaid.
Guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. I think we've gotten everything out there, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on what Arcade 1UP's
a couple
gonna
of violations on FCC, I'm sure, as well.
Yeah, Glenn's got violations on the FCC, so we'll have to keep an eye on
get
what
those
he's
reports
doing.
to my email. Ding!
Wait.
Ding.
Before we end, bring up Rainwater's last comment.
Oh, he's got one about the thunder stick. Is that the one you want?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Bring on the thunder.
You have to read it because Glenn can't read it.
Glen's thunder sticks are being sold at Booth at JizCon 2023.
Oh my!
Thunder Thundersticks at JizCon.
Just like that, ladies and gentlemen, Mr.
That's how we
Rainwater, he sat there the whole show putting that together, and he made a funny. Hats off to you there, buddy. We're going to have to keep an eye on all that stuff here. I'm going to end it before this goes down the toilet.
That's how
Too
Glenn.
late.
That's
That's
how
where
Glenn
it usually goes. And then
refers
we-
to.
Oh, it's 10:40 East Coast time. Ladies and gentlemen, Jayde Shelion from Shelion Gaming. Make sure you go check out her new series. We showed a little bit of a teaser tonight, the Arcade Legends. I think it's a good series that she's putting together. It's very entertaining, a lot of work, and she's editing it on a tablet. All the video editing that you're seeing is being done on a tablet. That's impressive. I kept trying to see if she paid somebody to do it. She's like, no, I did it on a tablet. I'm like, you liar.
Yes, I spent many hours, but yeah.
So make sure you go subscribe if you haven't. She's got a new podcast that she's been doing. You interviewed B Kong. You interviewed all these people except your own co-hosts. And
I interview you guys every Thursday.
Yeah, listen to you. But then she has some other guests coming, so you make sure you want to tune in. So that's coming up. This guy here, check him out.
I don't do anything.
YouTube.com, Bill's Retro Gaming Show. He's got some interesting videos coming. You started a new series with anime. I was checking that out earlier. Anime for gamers, right?
Yep, anime for gamers. Just taking a look at some anime that I think if you're into video games, you might also like, whether you're into anime or not. I'm looking at doing some different things this year. Other stuff that I'm interested in, anime, collectibles, things like that. So just branching out the channel a little bit.
And also this guy here. Make sure you check out the Thundersticks if you haven't done so. Thundersticks.com. Oh, is it Thundersticks.com, right?
Thundersticks.
You can get yourself a Build-A-Cade. We're going to be showing that for the next couple of weeks. And YouTube.com/Glen Planamento.
You better buy his Build-A-Cade, or
Oh.
you're gonna get an unsolicited.
You'll get
Thunderstick.
unsolicited. And I will state this. We have a supporter that's been supporting the show. I'm working on the commercial. He's been huge in this community. He's been huge in helping out content creators for product that he makes. He's going to be joining us next week because he
Come
has
on
a
every week.
huge
Good point, though.
announcement of some things that he's going to make for your arcade room. You don't want to miss this. You're going to be super thrilled. He's going to come on, talk to us a little bit about his project. And you all know him. You all love him. Angel Otero is coming on next week. Disability. He's got some really cool announcement that he wants to share with the community, and we're excited to have him on. He's always been a fan and a friend of this channel, and so we encourage you, if you're into game rooms and you want to see some of the cool stuff that he's doing for 2023 that he hasn't shown anybody, you want to tune in. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. And guys, if you can hit the like button on your way out, make sure you guys go and subscribe to everybody. It helps us out. You know, keep the channel going. If you like the content, leave comments. Your comments strike up conversation. If you disagree with Glenn, that's okay. Put it in the comments. Do you think Glenn's, smoking something that's, whatever? Put it in the comments. I'm happy to engage with that.
Oh, and I'll give you.
We live in New York. It's legal now.
I'll give you the link for the RG351B to put in the description.
I was just gonna say, and
Amazon link.
if you like that Jayde is shilling products every week on the show, and you want her affiliate links, just say so in the comments below, and I'll happily put her Amazon affiliate links down there for you. And if you want Bill's phone number for sending you those anime pictures every week, and I'm not going to tell you the type of anime pictures I'll send you. Just leave a comment below, and I'll be sure. Listen, I'm that type of guy that I'll help you guys out any way that I possibly can.
I heard that Bill is changing the name of his show to Bill's Hentai Show.
Oh.
Guys, we really appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Keep it buzzing.